Tonight, local tenants at Fualahi are given up to 2 years to vacate government flats in plans to improve housing for expatriate employees of the government. The Public Accounts Committee recommends that the government reinstates the Community Affairs Department as a standalone department. And Classics team maintain its number 1 spot after round 2 of the Trinet tournament. I'm Esther Pavihi. Welcome to our bulletin of BCN News. And a special whakaalofalahiatu to all our viewers from across the Pacific, thanks to our friends at Pacifica TV. Leading our news tonight, 250 tapes and video cassettes from the Broadcasting Corporation's archives had been digitised in New Zealand over the past several months. A small handover was held at the BCN office yesterday to deliver the digitised library to BCN. BCN General Manager and the man behind the camera for many of the archive footage, Trevor Siakia, said that he is grateful that these archives are now restored into digital format, a valuable visual library of Niue's history going back almost 40 years, a taonga for Niue. Trevor Siakia acknowledged the support from the New Zealand Government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Pacific Corporation Broadcasting Limited, or PCBL, for the funding of this process to digitise the archives. New Zealand's High Commissioner to Niue, His Excellency Mark Gibbs, said that he is very pleased that valuable archives footage of Niue are now restored, and he hopes that the materials will be shared for everyone on the island to see. Trevor Siakia acknowledged the support of the Department of Taonga Niue and its former director, Moira Enetama. He said that when the BCN studios were destroyed in a fire in May of 2020, the archives were damaged by smoke and dust. Moira Enetama and her team at the time were the first ones to reach out to BCN to help relocate, store and protect the valuable archives until the tapes were taken to New Zealand for digitisation. Peter Fraser from PCBL in New Zealand said that they are very pleased as well to be able to help restore BCN tapes and archives materials, a record of Niue's history over the past 40-odd years. The digitised archives collection of footage were handed over by New Zealand High Commissioner Mark Gibb to the chairperson of the BCN board, Reverend Scanlon Misiapo. Reverend Misiapo also blessed the event and the new digitised library. BCN is looking for funding to digitise the remaining 800 tapes from its archives. As the government starts the new financial year, the Minister of Finance is calling for everyone to play their part. Minister Crosley Tatui said that work is being done to improve government's revenue collection, as well as making sure that stringent controls over government spending is done in this new financial year. Minister Tatui spoke to BCN News on Tuesday this week.
We have a deficit budget, which is a reduction from the preceding financial year. And we continue to apply, for example, revenue collection efforts. As you realize, we have submitted to the House with April in the Assembly the Tax Administration Reform Bill. This will assist us with how to collect taxation, given the issues that have been raised in the audit reports. And other strategies, we have to rationalize expenditure, apply stringent control starting today, the first day of the financial year.
Minister Crosley Tatui said that another important part of the work ahead is to make sure that the government responds effectively and address the issues, many of those recurring issues, raised in the recent report from the Auditor General.
At the beginning of the new financial year, there's a lot of work to be done. We await the report from PAC on their analysis of the audit reports. And then we need to organize meetings with the Public Service Commission, heads of departments, to try and filter down the issues on how best we can address, repeated issues and recommendations from the audit office. But I would encourage everyone individually be responsible for nation building, that we do our part, we follow the laws, maintain social justice and peace in our country going forward.
When asked if the government's state-owned enterprises are struggling to generate revenue for the government, Minister Tatui said that the government continues to explore diversification of revenue sources, including its ongoing efforts to pursue the redelegation of the .nu domain name.
It's a very important question. We're looking at different ways of diversifying our revenue base. We continue to pursue the redelegation of our domain name. I think so far we have covered 98.5%, but I have advised the ICT Advisory Committee, perhaps we can review the strategy going forward. And yes, we really need to work together, collect the due revenue required by law. Everybody has a helping hand to try and reduce the budget deficit that we have. After all, we were able to have much lesser deficit at the end of the financial year. So good performance overall.
Despite the challenges and the $12.5 million deficit budget, Minister Tatui said the strategy of seeking the assistance of development or donor partners remains a key part of the government's plans to meet some of its costs.
That strategy has always been part of the core objectives of expanding diplomatic relations with other countries with potential funding that will assist with some of our local programs and alleviate the recurrent budget being utilized during the year.
The government intends to spend $68.1 million in this new financial year, with projected earnings of $55.6 million by the 30th of June next year. In its efforts to address the ongoing challenges of housing expatriate workers, the government has informed the local Niuean tenants at Fualahi that they have up to 2 years to vacate the properties. The flats at Fualahi belong to the government and were built to house its expatriate staff, as well as returning graduates with families until they are ready to build their own homes. However, in recent years, local families have taken up most of the flats, creating a very big challenge for the government and its efforts to provide accommodation for its expatriate staff. The lack of suitable and available accommodation for expatriate workers and their families has been an ongoing issue for the government for many years. This week, the Minister of Finance and Public Sector Reforms, Crosley Tatui, confirmed that they are progressing with an exit strategy for local tenants currently occupying the government flats at Fualahi.
We have an exit strategy for Niuean families who occupy accommodation up at Fualahi. We have a new housing project in the pipeline under the NPNC entity development. But it's a major challenge we have, accommodation problem. To be fair on everyone's part, I think 18 months or 2 years should be a reasonable amount of time to sort things out to fulfill that exit strategy.
The Niue Philatelic and Numismatic Corporation, or NPNC, is responsible for the government's properties at Fualahi. Its CEO, Poi Kapanga, told BCN News that the plans also include building additional flats at Fualahi. The area has been cleared for the construction of 3-bedroom units. Kapanga said that compared to the private rental properties that charges around $400 per week, the current rentals for government flats range from $170 to $250 per week. In September of 2020, the concerns over the high cost of private rentals was raised by a visiting professor from USB who had to pay $500 a week for a small unit in Alofi. At that time, the then Premier Dalton Tangilangi told BCN News the government will look into regulating the rental market. Since then, the government continues to bring in workers from overseas to meet its workforce needs, but the challenges of having accommodation available remain. Minister Tatui said that this new plan to build new properties and to renovate the existing flats at Fualahi will help alleviate this problem. This week, we explore some of the Public Accounts Committee's recommendations to the government after its analysis of the government's budget. Some of the key recommendations noted in the committee's report include the re-establishment of community affairs as a standalone department. The committee also called on the government to expedite the appointment of Niue's only diplomat to New Zealand, the New Zealand High Commissioner to Wellington, a role that has been vacant for almost 3 years. Here's the story. The committee recommended that the government prioritise the resolution of outstanding accommodation and structural compliance matters related to the official residence in Wellington. The committee noted that the requirements for the High Commission's residence and office is essential to support the timely re-establishment of Niue's diplomatic presence and effective bilateral engagement with New Zealand. The committee recommended also that Community Affairs be reinstated as a standalone department and to be staffed with at least 6 employees. The committee feels that Community Affairs delivers essential frontline support services for families, youth and vulnerable groups on the island. Community Affairs is responsible for one of the largest budget allocation in the government's budget, with over $6 million in social welfare. The committee also recommended that priority be given to appointing a full-time counselling officer, a response to a growing number of mental health referrals, which is currently adding to the workload of the few qualified counsellors available. Up until 2015, Community Affairs was a standalone department and was the parent department for divisions that included Environment and Huanaki Cultural Centre. Prime Minister Dalton Tangilangi acknowledged and congratulated Professor Sir Colin Tukuitonga on the delivery of his inaugural lecture last month. Prime Minister Tangilangi, in his monthly newsletter, commended Sir Colin Tukuitonga on his achievements, recognising Sir Colin's unwavering commitment in advancing Pacific health. The Prime Minister thanked Sir Colin for his leadership and service. The Prime Minister also acknowledged the work of the Niue Ocean-wide team who were in London recently. Minister Esa Mona Ainu and Tofia Niue's President, Koro Pasisi, were part of a group of leaders and business investors at a conference to discuss how to drive private money into restoring and conserving nature and natural services. Prime Minister Tangilangi thanked the team for the gift to King Charles III as a careholder of 1 kilometre of Moana Mahu Marine Protected Area. The team also gifted His Majesty a bottle of Niue honey. Prime Minister Dalton Tangilangi said that it is a very special and symbolic moment to honour King Charles III's lifelong commitment to nature and to also show how Niue is leading the way in innovative finance solutions like Niue's ocean conservation commitments to protect our oceans for future generations. And in our sports news tonight, Team Classics maintain its stronghold at the top of the table after round 2 of the Tri-Net netball tournament over the weekend. Classics leads with 70 points, Tuapa in second place with 58 points, and not far behind, Hakupu in third with 52 points. Alofi and E-Force from Mutalo and Lakapa are in equal 4th place with 42 points after round 2. Flames in 5th place with 30 points, and not far behind is Tama'ava, 26 points, and Aliutu bringing up the bottom with 16 points. According to NINA President Carol Edwards, the netball season will end with a fun walking netball tournament at the end of the month. And we end tonight's bulletin with a few highlights from the 2 performances of a visiting Kapahaka group from West Auckland. The group of students were hosted by family and friends in the village of Tuapa. The students toured the island and held 2 main performances alongside local youth groups. At the Taonga Niue Auditorium, they performed with the Hakupu Young People's Fellowship, and their final performance was held at Tuapa with the Tama Mai Tuapa Youth Group. The Office of the New Zealand High Commission to Niue acknowledged the significance of visiting youth groups, building networks among young people on the island and their counterparts in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And that's our bulletin for this week. Here's wishing you all a lovely weekend. BCN News will be back on Tuesday next week for our bulletin in Wangahau Niue. Until then, from all of us here at BCN, Monue Nepo, Nonofoa.